Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my Russian 1895 weapon guide for Battlefield 1. First, let's look at some basic stats of the Russian 1895. For the sniper variant, the max damage is 100, the minimum damage is 80, the rate of fire is 56, the magazine size is 5, the muzzle velocity is 820, and the sweet spot is between 60 and 98 meters. For the trench variant, the max damage is 79, the minimum damage is 40, the rate of fire is 124, the magazine size is 5, and the muzzle velocity is 580. For the infantry variant, the stats are exactly the same as the sniper variant. They have the same damage model, they have the same fire rate, they have the same mag size, and they have the same muzzle velocity. Before we go any further, please consider subscribing. I make guides like these every week, so subscribing and liking would be much appreciated, and you'll have more access to great content. First, let's discuss the sniper variant. While using this variant, you're going to want to engage your enemies at long range. At these longer distances, you have an advantage. You can easily pick off infantry, and unless they're also playing as a scout, they're going to have a hard time returning fire or finding your location. Now, it will take some time to learn how far to lead your targets, and it might take a few rounds to get a good feel for the bullet drop and speed. So if you don't go all MLG in your first match, don't sweat it. Also, try to keep your enemies in the weapon sweet spot range, which is between 60 meters and 98 meters. This means, while you're in this range, body shots will do 100 damage, meaning you can one-shot body shot infantry, which is always useful. Another thing you should be doing is spotting your enemies. It makes them easier to track due to the icon above their head, and it helps out your team. Now, let's talk about the infantry variant. The infantry variant works almost exactly like the sniper variant. All the stats are the same, except it uses iron sights and a slightly different recoil. To put it simply, the variant has more recoil than the sniper variant. This means shooting consecutive shots could be harder until you master the recoil, which can take a few matches. Also, due to the lack of a scope, you're going to be using this weapon differently. Try to engage your enemies at medium range. This is enough range to where enemies are going to still have a hard time returning fire, and you'll be able to learn the more difficult shots. I say more difficult shots because due to the lack of a scope, sniping will be much harder. I also suggest being more aware of enemy movements. If you notice a squad trying to flank you, change position. This will lengthen your life and your kill streak. Finally, let's discuss the trench variant. Of the three variants, the trench is the most different. It is much more suited for close range engagements. It uses iron sights, which is different from the sniper variant, same as the infantry variant though. Its damage model is different. It has a maximum damage of 79 and a minimum damage of 40. This means that it can still be a one-shot headshot at closer ranges. It also has no sweet spot range, meaning it will never be a one-shot body shot on a fully healed enemy. Another aspect of this variant that makes it more suited for close range is its fire rate, which is 124. This is more than double the fire rate of the other two variants, meaning you're going to be able to get more shots at your enemy in a shorter amount of time, meaning closer range engagements, you're not going to be at such a disadvantage as you would be with the other two variants. It also has a slower muzzle velocity, which is 580. This slower velocity means that making long range shots is going to be way more difficult, meaning you're going to have to lead and account for bullet drop a lot more than you would with the other variants. Say you lead 2 ticks of a scope in front with the sniper variant. You might have to do 3.5 to 4, depending on the distance. And this difficulty making the longer shots encourages you to use the rifle in close range. I also recommend flanking, because any time you can catch an enemy off guard, you should, and taking positions with a lot of cover. And try to conceal your movements too. Now, time for my opinion. I personally love the Russian 1895. So far it's my favorite sniper rifle. I just always have a blast when I'm using it, and I will probably use it as my go-to sniper rifle whenever I'm in the mood to snipe. It's also the one I've used the most, probably the weapon I've used most in the game. Actually it is, I have the most kills with it compared to any of the other weapons. Yeah, well that's about it guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Also, if you couldn't tell, this is my first Battlefield weapon guide I've done in almost 2 years. Not since, I believe, Battlefield 4 or Hardline, one of the two. So, I may have forgotten how to format these. If there's anything I could do to improve these guides, please let me know. I'm always looking in ways to improve and innovate my channel, and if you guys let me know, it definitely helps out the process. So, maybe you want more, like, combat scenarios or details or something like that. Please just tell me what you guys want more out of these guides. I hope you all enjoyed, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm the Battle Moon, and I will see you on the next battlefield.